am glad you can join us here today. Of course, if it's your first time joining us, please consider subscribing. But you probably heard it here before. I always talk about personal credit was not designed to fund a real business and grow a real business. And today more than ever, I have the perfect example to show you guys so you can kind of see exactly what I'll be talking about. But I had a client, and this client was seeking $1 million in a line of credit. Now, again, this client definitely could afford $1 million in a line of credit. They make over $1.5 million a month. So it's a great company, a fast growing company. They've been in business since 2008, I believe. So they've been in business for a while. But one of the biggest mistakes that they did, which I try to teach everybody on here, is making sure that you set up your business correctly. Making sure that you actually start building business credit when you start forming your business, because it matters. A lot of people don't think that it matters, but I got a real live example here to show you exactly how important business credit is. So now, as I said, this client was seeking $1 million in a line of credit. Now again, they make over $1.5 million a month, some months over $1.7 million. Now, if you zoom in here, the lender stated that we can get them approved for about $600,000 to $650,000, and we're unable to approve this file for what the client is actually requesting because of what? Not enough history for financing for their business. That's reason number one. Reason number two, short time in business. Now again, a lot of people have this misconception that the lenders are going to be looking at your credit or judging how long you've been in business based on what's on the Secretary of State. That could not be more wrong. They look at the business credit, okay? So again, not enough history for financing for their business, short time in business, without existing history, the industry he's currently in is considered to be a high risk. Now again, all of these reasons go back down to business credit. This specific client that we're talking about here, they use their personal credit to fund their business, okay? And remind you as well, they have great personal credit. The scores are all the way up to almost 800. The client has a 760 mid score, okay? But even with a 760 mid score, with over $1.5 million a month average deposits in their bank accounts, they are unable to get qualified for $1 million line of credit. And the reason why is because their business credit, it's pretty much non-existent. And I spoke with the client about this specific reason. I told him I forwarded them this exact email that I'm going to be showing. And we quickly started working on building his business credit, setting it up correctly, okay? This is how important business credit is, and that's how I stretch so much about it here on this video, on this channel. So again, the largest retailer in the world, Walmart, they have more business credit than they have cash on hand, okay? So, you talk about any company that is huge out there, they survive off of business credit. And when you're talking about a company that is making $1.5 million plus a month, they should have business credit established. But again, this client did not know the things that I talk about here often, making sure that you get things set up correctly. So these are the things that you need to do if you're starting a business to make sure that your business is set up correctly. So I'm going to give you a few tips, okay? Number one, make sure that you incorporate your business with the Secretary of State. Very simple, very easy, but it's something that has to be done first. Do not run your business under a DBA or anything like that. It needs to be a legitimate business that is established with the Secretary of State. Number two, you need to get an EIN number. Now, I'm going to give you this one really important tip. All the information must match. I just had another client in my office last week. The wife is the one that incorporated the business. So if you go to the Secretary of State, you see the wife's information. If you go to the EIN, it has his information on there. And again, just gets confusing. You have to think about it like this. When information as far as business credit is extracted from the credit bureaus, they have a few different things that they have to match in order for them to validate that the information is accurate. I want to give you an example from a personal credit standpoint. When you pull your personal credit, they ask for your name, they ask for your date of birth, they ask for your social security number, and they also ask for address. And the computer goes out there and it matches all this information together and it extracts a personal credit report. In the business world, it's a little bit different because there's so many different other things that have to be pulled in order to verify that the information is from that one business. You know, there's the Dun & Bradstreet number, there's the EIN number, there is the Articles of Incorporation with the state, there is the BINS number, and there's the business address, and also the owner's information. This is the information, just a little bit of the information that is used whenever they extract that information to verify it all belongs in the same business. So again, why do I stress so much that whatever you have with the Secretary of State needs to be the same information that you have with the IRS, needs to be the same information that you have with Dun & Bradstreet, needs to be the same information that you have with Experian Business. This is why. You don't want your business information to be confused or connected or merged with another business with a similar name, or maybe a business that pretty much was doing business at the address location that you're at. You don't want any of that, okay? So again, incorporate with the Secretary of State, get your EIN number, which is critically important. Make sure you're using a corporate address, okay? Do not use your home address, your grandma's address. These are things that go down to your legitimacy of the business, okay? So you want to make sure that you're using an actual business. I always say this all the time. You guys have heard me say this, guys and girls, I'm sorry. So credit, in my opinion, that word credit came from credibility, okay? You have to look like a credible business in order for a lender to take you seriously. And clearly I'm showing you on here, based on this email, it does not matter how much money the business makes. Okay, your business credit still affects your business credibility. Okay, so again, these things that we're talking about here, it seems very simple, very minute, but they're critically important if you're talking about and focusing on business growth. And if you want to actually build a long-term business that you can leave for your kids or maybe your family member, or even pass it down through generations, you need to focus on also building your business credit. It's critically important. So now, after you take care of the Secretary of State EIN number, you need to go ahead and get a DUNS number. You need to go ahead and get a BINS number. You need to go ahead and get a business merchant account. You need to go ahead and get a business bank account. And these is just the basics. We're talking about stage one here, okay? Now, again, and I want to kind of throw this out there. We do assist our clients with building business credit, setting this up correctly. These are something that I would not advise that you do yourself. You know, just a lot of people tell me, well, can I just do it by myself? You know, they always say in court, you can always represent yourself, but it's not the smartest thing to do. Even doctors, when they get sick, they go to real doctors, okay? So in my opinion, this is not something that you can just watch these videos and try to figure out how to do it yourself. You want somebody that knows what they're doing, like Pennington Consulting Group, to work with you to help you get that business set up and get it set up correctly. You do not want to end up like my client here that been in business since 2008 and is still having issues regardless of how much income he's making, regardless how great his personal credit is. His business credit is not to par. It's not where it needs to be for him to be borrowing $1 million, and the lenders just showed him that. And I want to use this as an example to prove to you how important it is to build business credit and to have it done correctly. There's over, I think we go through over 127 things that the lenders look for in order to just see that if you're a real business or not. So these are things that, I mean, if we were to spend the video here, we'll be on a video for like 2-3 hours. You guys are you're not gonna pay attention. I'm gonna lose you guys. So again, what I'm talking about here is just the basics. It goes much deeper than that. You know, we're talking about LexisNexis, looking at so many different other reports, making sure everything matches. It goes much deeper than that. There's gonna be links down below if you want to schedule an appointment so we can talk about your specific business. But I thought that this was a great example for me to show you exactly why it matters, because I talk about this every single day on here, but it never really makes sense until I have a real life example like I just showed you. This is why it's critically important when you're starting a business to make sure that you start by building business credit. And I'm gonna end with this, as I always say, personal credit was not designed to build a business. Personal credit was designed for your personal needs. Business credit was designed to build business. Again, I appreciate you for joining me today. Hopefully you've learned something new. And hopefully, you know, they always say this, and I'm going to leave you with this. There's a difference between a wise man and a smart man. A smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. I would appreciate y'all if y'all move wisely as it pertains to your business. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.